Okay, I just want to go over, just do a quick overview. I'll try to make this as fast as possible so we can get going on everything. But first of all, I just want to say thanks for coming out, because I know it's have to get up early and take your time and go do this. I'm always real appreciative when anybody comes and listens to anything I have to say, let alone pay me a few dollars for doing it. So much appreciated. What I wanted to, first of all, is just give you a little bit of my background, not so much to blow my horn, but just so you can kind of understand where I've been, what I've done, so you can kind of understand where I'm drawing all this information off of. Because a lot of times people, like coaches, trainers, people get into this profession and they read a book and they kind of say, okay, well, we're just going to go do this stuff. Basically, what happened with me was I was a high school basketball and track player. And then I was decent at basketball. I wasn't that great. I mean, I played varsity and, was pretty good in track, and it didn't really go that far for me. But in the process, I was always interested in, like, how could I jump higher? How could I run faster? How could I do something more to make the team? And then what happened to me is when I got done in high school, I went over to the junior college across the street, and I walked on, and I ended up playing some junior college football, had some success there. I ended up getting a full scholarship to San Diego State, played 2 years at San Diego State there, and was fortunate enough to get a couple NFL professional contracts after college. So what kind of allowed, was helpful for me, is that I was fortunate to be around a lot of good coaches and people that kind of knew what they were doing when it come in the way of, like, getting faster, stronger, this, that, and the other. So when I got done playing football, I had a couple knee injuries. I really always liked the process of training and how do I make myself better. So I wanted to teach it to other people. So I just kind of rounded up some square footage and started going out and finding kids and grabbing them and training them. And then I just got into doing that for about 10 years. So I've been training kids forever. And a lot of the stuff that I've seen over the years that I did on myself, training the kids, I wanted to be able to take this now that my daughter's playing some tennis and I go to these tournaments and I watch all these things that are going on. I wanted to be able to help these kids and show these kids how they can be better tennis players based on all the experiences that I've had in the past. So that's where I'm drawing my stuff off of, is all the time that I've been in the athletics. What I do versus what you're going to a tennis coach for, it's kind of like a computer. You have a computer, you have the hardware, which is like the big box, or now they have it inside the monitor, which just is the basic components of everything. And then your tennis coach is your software. He's the person that's going to come in and input that program into the body. So the body is kind of like the hardware, and that's where my expertise is, and the software is like your tennis coach. It could also be a baseball coach, a golf coach, a whatever sport-specific skill it is. That's what's putting it into the body. So what I want to do is I want to teach you guys, when you're dealing with hardware, there's certain fundamental mechanics that the body has to do in order to get maximum efficiency and maximum effectiveness. And what I see mostly is the ability to squat correctly, the ability to lunge correctly, the ability to step correctly, the ability to rotate correctly. Those are all basic things, and when you watch tennis and you break tennis down, if you can teach these kids or get them to be able to do all those things optimally, they're going to be able to, that tennis coach is going to have more success in helping that kid apply all those fundamentals correctly. So that's kind of like the first layer of it. When I look at training athletes, you have three components. You have the hardware, software, and you have basic fundamental movements. You have the squat, the lunge, the step, the rotation. Then once those are all proficient, then you move and you start adding the strength and the performance, like your lunges, your power cleans, your sprinting, anything that makes those movements to be able to generate more forces the next level. But what I see happening in the sports is most of your conditioning coaches, strength and conditioning coaches, they go right to the strength. They go right to putting a bunch of weight on that, and that's, to me, is kind of like, it's like taking a house and just laying a bunch of concrete in the dirt. If you didn't take that dirt and sift the dirt, fill it with sand, put it with rebarbs, and put the boards on the outside, and then you lay the concrete. So main thing I want you to get out of me is teach you guys how to set the rebarb, set the sand, set that, so as they get older, you have this foundation to lay everything on top of. So once that's laid, then you start getting them stronger. Then the top part is your skill coach. You got your person that's teaching you, and some of you go to, you know, No Quit, some of you go to Scott, some of you go to all these different people. They're all teaching you this software, and that's going to be more fully efficient if you have all that foundation underneath. So that's basically what I do, why I do it, how it works. What I want to do today is I want to take you guys all through some tests. Okay, so the first hour, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the basic movement tests, and then from there I'm going to take you through some raw athleticism tests, and then from there I'm going to teach you some sports fitness games. And what I found is I like the sports fitness games because these kids at this age, there's a continuum. Like when you're working with elite athletes, guys that are getting paid $5 million a year, and their sole focus is how do I run 1/100th of a second faster, or how do I lift a little bit more just to get that last inch. They're willing to sit there for an hour and focus on running technique and this perfect technical work. But kids at this age, they don't get that. They're still kids, so they want to have fun. You need to mix it. So I want to teach you a system that I use that has some technical component to it, but also blends in a lot of fun and a lot of game playing, so that they don't feel like you're just drilling them to death. Because, you know, at the end of the day, they're kind of doing that at tennis too. You're drilling, and I've noticed sometimes it's hard to keep that focus for that extended period of time. Then once I kind of teach you that today, what I want to do is come back tomorrow, and based off these tests that I take today, I want to be able to you to walk away with some exercises that you can use every day in your tennis training to start getting rid of those deficiencies. So, because in these tests, everyone's going to have some little thing they're going to need to work on, and in my opinion, you want to work on those little things every single day until those are gone. So to give you an example, is like, you know, I'm going to teach you a warm-up. You come out, you warm up. That's mandatory. That's what you do every single day. Then you might spend 5 more minutes just working on your weak link. You know, if it's your squat or if it's your lunge, you add these corrective exercises in every day until that deficiency is gone. And then once that deficiency is gone, then you'll move to the next one. So the main thing is take the test, show you where you're at. Then tomorrow I'll come back, I'll show you how to start correcting them, and then I'll show you how to start playing some of these games. And then once you understand the fundamentals, you can add that in, and then you'll be able to walk away with a system that you can add in